There's no way to know exactly how many Christians are in China today, due to persecution. We do know that the Holy Spirit pours out His grace and power daily in the underground Chinese church, in which believers literally risk their lives, to gather and worship in secret. Some estimate that the total number of Christians in China, including the underground church, is in the 200 millions. Only God knows the real number of His sheep, and His sheep continue to grow and multiply, despite, or maybe because of persecution. While there are a few notable names in Chinese missions, such as Hudson Taylor and Margaret Barber, there are lesser-known servants whom God used to spread the gospel as well. Dora Yu is one of those servants. There were also well-known Chinese Christians who have stood out for their faith, writings, and sacrifice, such as Watchman Nee. We will see the Watchman Nee and Dora Yu connection soon. Dora was one of the first revivalist preachers to completely depend on God alone for the ministry's needs. She set up independent house churches from which grew a Bible school that trained up young preachers who were sent to preach the gospel into the most remote areas of China. She published one of the earliest hymnals in the Chinese language, and became one of China's first overseas missionaries by taking the gospel to Korea. In October of 1897, Dora traveled with the American Southern Methodist Episcopal Church as a missionary to Korea. As soon as she arrived in Seoul, she preached the gospel to local women and gave them medical treatment. The number of believers in Seoul increased so rapidly that she was hardly able to keep up. Dora returned to China, where she was directed by the Holy Spirit to become a full-time minister, preaching in fiery revival meetings. By 1920, Dora was traveling and preaching the gospel throughout China, including Fuzhou, where a woman named Lin Haiping received Jesus. Lin Haiping had a 17-year-old son who also accepted Jesus and eventually attended Dora's newly established Bible school. His name was Watchman Nee. Since then, hundreds of thousands of Christians have been slaughtered by the Communist Party, but the underground church continues to grow. Dora Yu could not have known that the seeds of the gospel that she preached could have such a harvest of souls. But God's servants know that it is not important to know the results of their work. Our jobs as God's servants are just to obey and leave the results to Him. Even if we do get the privilege to see great results, we bow in humility to our King, Jesus Christ, the only one worthy of praise, glory, and honor forevermore.